Okay, so hello. Here is the video. Here is the Stranger Things 5 video because I've been watching stuff online about it and I cannot sit here and like waste another second. So I'm gonna just get right into it. So, for starters, one of the things that I loved about this season, and this might surprise people, but one of my favorite parts of this season was Holly and her storyline. And I will tell you why. And you know what? Max has a big role to play in it. Because for me, the best moment of season 5, and like, I'm actually getting emotional, like, already. But the best moment of season 5 to me was the conversation between Holly and Max. Because that scene is the most imperfect. Though that is the most perfect encapsulation of just like what it means to grow up. Like, I'm crying, I'm sweating. I literally just got like very emotional. I just got like very emotional on camera. And you know what? As I should, because that scene was incredible because it's just Max's character is so like she's just she is for like the esoteric girlies that are watching the show. Like the girls that aren't taking their life that not that they're not taking their life seriously, but just like have the like I don't care what you think about me and I'm going to live my life on my terms. Like the strong female character. Like not even just the strong female, but like just the strong personality. Like not even just the strong female character aspect, but the like I'm gonna live this life on my own terms. I don't give a fuck. I'm trapped in somebody's mind and I'm still living my life. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like just like her, even the way they did her hair, like I loved it. Like, and I loved what was going on with Holly. Like I really I don't know. I could totally see Holly's character being a bit of a controversial aspect of the season. I'm just worried that like the sound isn't good. Let me check. Yeah, just that whole scene was so well done and it was such a good wrap up to Holly's not wrap up, but like it was such a great like crux for what was going on with Holly because I just first of all, I love that they mentioned A Wrinkle in Time because that book is like an iconic piece of like children's literature and just literature in general with so many messages about like spirituality and just like believing in yourself as like this person that is capable of extraordinary things. And I love that Holly was reading it and like I love that she was like using it to kind of figure out what was going on with her, like a way to escape, you know. Like I found myself loving Holly a lot because even I loved her costume design that they made her. I'm forgetting, they gave her like the Dungeons and Dragons character title, and then they had her like dressed up as that in this like this this imaginary place, and it seems like this beautiful place, right? Like it seems like this. Ugh. Okay, so I just looked it up. It's Holly the Heroic. I was forgetting. Um but I watched Stranger Things. I mean, everyone did because the episodes came out on Christmas. But the fact that they released some of the last episodes on Christmas, like the last chunk of them on Christmas, was the most genius thing. And I just know that those creators were waiting until the last season to do that Christmas release because Stranger Things has always been a Christmas coded show. Like not even Christmas coded, like it is a Christmas show. Like it's all about lights and twinkly lights, and that's a massive aspect of the show, right? So it was just like the perfect thing to be like sitting by my Christmas tree watching. And it just so happened that when the Max stuff was happening, I was just like in my own world. Like I was by myself in front of the TV, but not really by myself. Like my family were just in the other room, like no wall even blocking it. But I was just like, ugh, like I was just feeling it. Like once Max showed up in that moment, I was just like, holy shit. I think Max is like such an incredible character. I really, and I loved the way that they set up that she would be there. I don't know. I think from what you can tell, I really liked this last season, and I actually know that it's not perfect, and I'm gonna get into like the few criticisms of it that I have, but I am of the opinion that they really did the best they could. And okay, so my criticisms of the show, they lie in one particular scene. There's one particular scene that, from a writing standpoint, could be really great and could be really excellent, but they chickened out. And this is the one moment where everybody has been complaining about the fact that they didn't kill off any of the characters and blah, 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 whatever. This is the one moment where, like, I didn't mind that they didn't kill any of the main cast because honestly, I'm of the opinion that like all of these characters have been going through years and years of trauma and death and just nonsense that they didn't need to be going through in the first place. So why do we need them why do we need them to die? Like why does just because it's the final season of the show doesn't mean we have to. But I will say I got a little annoyed in the one scene with Nancy and Jonathan. I thought it would have been actually pretty great if they let them die in there. And yes, would it have been dark? It would have been 100%. I think it would have been a little much if they drowned in this liquid or whatever it was. I think that would have been really bleak and like a little too much. But I think something should have happened. Like I think something should have exploded. Like I think that was one of the moments where I was like okay, like this scene is the way that they're writing this, like just maybe these characters should have died. And not that I wanted them to die. I absolutely did not want them to die, but I just found that that was the one moment where I was like, okay, like it didn't terribly anger me, but that's my major criticism of like the entire season. Like that's the one thing that stands out in my mind that I would have tweaked and like fixed it or altered it or just not written it so much to make it seem like they are going to die, because once you start doing that and once you start like continually writing scenes where the characters seem like they're going to die, like it gets a little like, okay, like you're sucking out all the stakes out of it. And I think in general, like Stranger Things has had such a long run that it's like season 5 is just gonna look different. It's just gonna move differently. Like it could never have satisfied the fan base. It could never have, like they could only do it so well. And let me just tell you, Stranger Things is like not a perfect series. Like there's so many issues. You could pick it apart, like you could pick apart any art form. You know what I mean? Like any popular thing has plenty of things that are flawed about it. Like there's so many examples out there of whether it be Star Wars, whether it be Harry Potter, where there's plot holes, there's things that don't make sense or don't add up. This is like a common thing, right? And Stranger Things unfortunately is not exempt of that. Like, but at this point, when you're 5 seasons in, it's not something you don't care about. Obviously, everyone wants more consistent writing, but Stranger Things is so big in scope that, like, I personally think the Duffer Brothers did the best they could, like, with this ending. And I know it's not perfect, and I was just reading a valid critique of, like, it was pretty surprising that that military base let all of them just go home and whatever. Like, that makes sense. When I first watched it, it's not that I didn't think of that. I was kind of just like, yeah, like let's let these characters, like, just leave them alone. There's nothing to research anymore. It's like it's gone. But in reality, like, corrupt military like that, especially on the BS that Linda Hamilton's character was on, like, she would have, she would have locked them up somewhere, like, truthfully, like, whatever, you know? And, yeah, so let's talk about 11. Let's talk about 11 because I was just listening to Olivia Rodrigo's Can't Catch Me Now, and that song, I was looking in the YouTube comments because I was watching the music video of it. And people were like, this is like Lucy Gray coded. 11 joins characters like Elphaba and Lucy Gray, right? And I love that people are like connecting things like that and realizing there's so much similarities and how these types of characters end up. Like, it makes me want to rewatch The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It's just, I'm noticing so much like connection with the way that these creators are going about wrapping up their characters and such. Like, Wicked for Good I thought was really great. It was another thing that I think people were mixed about. I don't know if people were mixed about it. I think critically, Wicked for Good was not super well received, but I'm veering off track. So I personally think that there's not a single doubt in my mind that 11 is alive and she's okay. Like, I don't know. I think it was a great idea to make it ambiguous like that, though, because it is so Dungeons and Dragons coded, and I love the way that, like, they tied all these characters to their life at the end. And with 11, it was sad. It was sad because she is such an important character, like, and even Millie Bobby Brown, like, I have to say, like, Millie Bobby Brown I know that she's probably like stupid rich and like, and whatever, and like, and is, like a celebrity, if you will, now, and like, and I know that there's issues with celebrities but Millie Bobby Brown, like, I respect her so much just because of what she had to endure playing this character, because 11 is such an intense character to play. Like, from season 1, from the get-go, like, especially the earlier seasons, like, what they have Millie Bobby Brown doing and acting, like, the energy that must take to release that and to do that performance. It's astonishing. So I understand why maybe she's a little more reserved this season, or like, and I was thinking going into it, I'm like, 11 is kind of nerfed. Like, like, she's one of those characters that's like nerfed, like super powerful. And like, and one of the things I was very surprised about in this season was that they leaned into her weakness, like a lot, actually. They actually made her like not necessarily so powered down. I still think a lot of people aren't talking about, like, I mean, I'm not saying a lot of people aren't talking about this, but she still was able to defeat Vecna. Like, she's the one that stabbed him into the thing. And yes, she had help, but that was the message of, like, yes, she's this nerfed character. She's this powerful character, it seems, right? But she really does have weakness. And you know what? She's been saving everyone for so long that maybe it's time that her friends have to help her now. Like, Will has to step up. And Will's a different story. Like, I personally think I'm happy that they finally made the gay storyline thing. They gave him the coming out scene. I didn't have an issue with it. I thought the stuff with Robin was excellent. I loved the stuff with Robin. And I think those were really strong scenes. I didn't have an issue with the coming out scene that much. I was like, that's okay. Like, that makes sense. Like, that's how they would do it. With Will, I loved the fact that he got his power set. You know, like that was something that was in the making for a while. And with Stranger Things, like I had watched up to like season 2, episode 5. Like I rewatched a little bit of it because of course I had to. I'm like a massive fan of the show since it's literally came out, you know? So I actually felt like the amount I watched was like the perfect amount because this season is literally like so much about like well, not so much about it, but it has a lot to do with the Mind Flayer and like his power set and like and whatever. And just I know people were disappointed that the Mind Flayer was like this big spider creature or whatever, but I found that, or I don't know, it was alluded to the fact with the Henry stuff that there's spiders or whatever. I mean, but people were like, oh, this is just like some big crab creature, like whatever. Like, okay. But the way I saw it, I was like, I actually kind of find it funny that like the Mind Flayer itself, like that creature, is just like this silly crab creature because honestly, that kind of makes sense. Because when you really think about it, like the Upside Down, all this is a product of just like this this child, like a child's trauma. You know, like you know what I mean? So all this stuff seems so big and seems so scary, but really it just ends up being a crab. Like, and honestly, now that it was the end of the series, I was like, okay, like damn, like these characters need to catch a break, like at this point, because also, don't think I've forgotten the fact that Noah Schnapp is pro-Israel. Like, don't think I've forgotten that. So, talking about his character is a little bit difficult for me to do because I am just disappointed in Noah Schnapp as a person. And I'm like, if you're that famous, you should have better political beliefs than you do. And yes, I'm a little suspicious of all the cast being so smiley friendly with him, but I'm not going to blame the cast for that because at the end of the day they have a job to do and they're not going to just like start beef with their co-star during the final season of the show that they've been working on for years and years and years. Like I don't expect them to do that. So that's all good. But you know, it's something that makes it a little weird now. Like I recently like unfollowed Noah Schnapp on Instagram because I was like, I don't support your beliefs. And I heard that he's doing a podcast where he rewatches the whole series, and I'm just like, okay, but you're just drawing more attention to yourself. Like people are gonna talk about that you're pro-Israel, and like, I mean, good luck with that. You know, like that's like all I can say. Like I'm not trying to be like that annoying politically snobby person because at the end of the day, like I'm also talking about the show and I'm, you know, whatever, like I'm engaging in fandom. I could be making videos about like 10 different things that are going on in the world right now, but I'm choosing to talk about Stranger Things because Stranger Things is important to me and I can only do so much as a human being. Anyways, I don't know, I just had to go down that tangent. But yeah, I know people were really upset about the ending, and I just, again, like, I thought they did the best they could with it. Like, I really didn't think it was that bad. Like, I was pretty satisfied with it. I saw it in theaters. I've only seen it once. In fact, now that I'm, like, talking about it right now, like, I do kind of want to rewatch parts of the season. Like, mainly like Holly's stuff is really just like for some reason like one of my favorite parts of the season. I don't know what it is. I just found that like what they did was so clever. Like it felt like you were reading a storybook, if you will, like Holly's with like a dark edge to it. You know what I mean? Like that's what it felt like. It felt so whimsical, it felt so magical, and it was such a great direction for the show to take. Like it reminded me of like movies like The Dark Crystal or like Labyrinth or you know like those cheesy like 1980s movies, like even A Wrinkle in Time, like even A Wrinkle in Time the book, like just like those stories. I'm not saying A Wrinkle in Time is cheesy per se, but like those kind of 80s movies that are for kids that are very like fantasy oriented, like The Dark Crystal and also I think that's like the example I would give. Like I found that really, I thought that was a perfect direction for Stranger Things to go. And it's not the same actress that was in season 1, but that actress did a phenomenal job, and like she fits super well with her co-stars, you know, like she did. Yeah, and I have to say, like, even the stuff with the kids, like, I'm sure people thought probably were like, what the heck am I watching at a certain point, because it's literally, it got so like, I don't want to say juvenile, but it got very kid-y. Like, it kind of did veer into that a little bit, but I liked that because it's still dark. Like, it's still, if you really think about it, there's so much scary imagery, like all the stuff with Henry and the arms and like the kids, like that was so scary, that's so freaky, like the juxtaposition of like where he's keeping them, holding them like in real life versus the other world that they're in, that seems like a pretty storybook land. Like, that is so fascinating. Like, this show is saying so many things about experiments done on people, child predators, like childhood trauma, PTSD, being queer. Like, there's a lot that Stranger Things is doing that I really respect it for, you know, like, really. And that's why it's a show that I am so passionate about, and I really just like love so much. And I'm gonna miss it a lot. I was, I, I think playing Heroes at the end was like, okay, like, but it was still so cute. It's like, okay, you give me the perks of being a wallflower vibes with the Heroes ending. Like, okay, I'll take it. Like, but those were great end credits too. And like seeing all of them cry over their friend who might be alive, like, and it's all connecting to like their characters in Dungeons and Dragons. It's like, like, I thought that was very like Stranger Things. Like, I thought that was like, I think it stuck to its heart a lot. Maybe for some people too much. Maybe for some people it was a little corny or whatever it is. Like, but I don't know. I was happy with it. I was very, very happy with it. And I have had a long journey, a long 2025 of craziness, and I'm a consumer that is very like mindful about the things that I watch and read, and like I can barely even talk to a camera this long without being like, okay, I need to like think, and like, and I was just very satisfied with the ending. Like, I even gave it a 5 stars on Letterboxd because I wasn't like, I didn't have any real urge to like take a star off. Or could I have removed a star for like quality wise, logistics, writing? I totally could have, but I would even say like a half star. But I just didn't feel the urge to. I was like, no, that was exactly what I wanted. Like, I'm fine. Like, I'm good. I'm satisfied. Bam. Like, I liked it. I loved it even. And I was happy with it. And I just, yeah. I guess that's my thoughts on it. There's like so much more to talk about. There really is. And this is why I wish that I would get on the wave of this content thing, because I could have made a video when the other volume came out. Like, I could have done all this stuff, but you know what? It's okay to just at least start somewhere, right? So if you stuck with me, thank you. And if you watched this, thank you. And I am just, yes, I am doing this. I am making content, and I'm excited and looking forward to it. And I couldn't not talk about Stranger Things. Like, I have to. It's such it's a soul's purpose. Come on now. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.